still morning. So, wow, welcome back to the vlog. It is a Friday, and I'll probably post this on Friday, so I wanted to get ahead, but I'm not ahead. Maybe I'll try to get ahead later, but just going through my music this morning, getting ready for a rehearsal this afternoon in about an hour and 15 minutes with an ensemble I've never sang with before. I'm having an almost an existential crisis because I was telling my friends last night, we went out to dinner last night to a really fun place called Buttermilk and Bourbon on Commonwealth Avenue in Boston. Really nice place. It was really loud, so we had to leave after a while, but I was telling them I'm really nervous because I have a rehearsal with like this group tomorrow, and I don't know how they found me. But what difference does it make, I guess? So I'm kind of going through, and I didn't sleep well because I was really nervous, and so this morning it's like now happening. So I'm gonna warm up really quickly over the next 40 minutes, and then I have an Uber coming to pick me up and take me to the venue because my car is freaking out. So the heat in my car has been sort of intermittent for a while, which leads me to believe it's some sort of coolant issue. I drove my car last night to the restaurant in Boston, and I noticed that when I felt the heat come on a little bit, and I was like, oh, the heat's working, I'll turn it on. And then the temperature gauge on my dashboard started going up for my engine, and I was like, well, shit. I was panicking. I'm like, do I pull over? Do I turn it off? So I turned the air conditioning off, and the gauge went back down to like neutral. So I don't want to drive my car until it gets taken to the dealership on Tuesday morning. So that's the thing. So now I have to take Uber to and from the location, which is okay. I could take the T, but it's going to take twice as long to take the T, like a whole hour and like 10 minutes or something. Oh my gosh, they're like doing the leaf blowing or whatever. And I don't want to I don't want to like cannibalize that time. So I'm taking an Uber and like just eating the cost of it. It's like $30, but whatever. Uber on the $60 a day. So maybe I can get my husband to drop me off tomorrow, or maybe I can take the T. I don't know. But anyway, I'm very nervous today. Why, of all times, now you start blowing the leaves or doing whatever? All right, I'll see you a little bit later. Sorry to unload on you like this in the beginning of the vlog. I'm back and I'm on my office floor and Clover is here. Come here. So, I'm back. It was intense, man. It was intense. I have forgotten what it's like to work inside a chamber ensemble. So we're talking 4 musicians total. So it's a different experience. It's much more like everybody's really super duper important, and there is a new piece that we're doing for flute, violin, piano, and soprano, and there are parts in it where I'm finding it really hard to lock into like where we are in the piece, like rhythm. Like I'm finding it really hard to find this, and that's not something I experience a lot, and it kind of threw me for a loop. And there was a time where we had to like turn a corner a bunch of times, and it just was a really intense experience for me to have like a first time experience with these musicians, meet them for the first time, and kind of like get into this really intense music making experience. in a space where I've never been before. My voice was kind of tired. I didn't really know what to expect of my voice. And weirdly, it all kind of came together. My voice, I think, it does better when it's kind of working all the time in shape. I feel like as I've gotten older, it will take less and less time to like get deconditioned. So if I stop singing for like 4 days, it's done. I have to start again from zero. So I think lesson learned. I think I need to stay at it. And my voice is a little tired now, but the effort used to do certain singy things is not as much, and I'm feeling really grateful for that, because I still feel like, I mean, I was very tired by the end of the rehearsal, because we started at 12:45 and ended at 3, so that's quite a long time to be like giving all of yourself, you know. However, I will say, and again, there was that intimidating feeling where like you think to yourself, why me? Because you had before this amazing soprano who I know, who moved away. I actually worked with her last year, year before. She's the most wonderful, beautiful singer, and is doing really well in her career, and moved away to like do an opera apprenticeship somewhere else. And when I see myself stepping into shoes of people I have like a lot of respect for and admire, it makes me feel like I don't deserve to be there, or somehow I'm a generic brand substitute. But I really have to get out of that thinking. It's really not healthy, and it's not serving me as far as like being like ready, you know, for rehearsal at the beginning of the rehearsal. While I'm in the rehearsal, I kind of am in work mode, so I don't really let that stuff bother me too much. But again, I think at this stage, I always want to make sure I come clear on camera to like what's going on, because I feel like it's not only like an artistry thing. I feel like it's like everywhere, like whether you're like work in accounting, or you're a writer, or you're a tech support, or you're in customer service, or you're a dancer. It's very hard sometimes to see yourself as the you belong there kind of role that you feel like you should feel like. So I just wanted to put that out there. So for the rest of the day, I think I'm definitely gonna rest. Gonna do a little vocal saline mist and try to take it easy, because we have another rehearsal tomorrow. Luckily, the venue for our rehearsal tomorrow is a little closer to my home, so I don't need to go quite so far. I went all the way to Roxbury today, which is quite far from where I live right now, and the traffic on the way back, oh my Lanta. It's only gonna get worse until like 7 p.m. Oh my God. But anyway, that is my day. That is really just my day, is that whole build up of anticipation. I think the main lesson in that there is, I think the main takeaway from today, the lesson for me, is that confidence is not the same as arrogance and self-righteousness, and that if you proceed in your life with confidence, it will serve you in so many ways. I have not been a very confident musician all my life. I've been like, okay, I'm gonna show up and I'm going to try and sing for you, and I hope you enjoy it. And then listening to myself while I'm performing and kind of judging it while I'm in the performing space and going, oh, you didn't nail that one, or oh, that one was like a little under, and then thinking about all that stuff. And I was told by a really fantastic coach that is not your job as a performer, that your job is to relay the message. And that is the only thing you are allowed to do. And just be in the music, and all that other like noise, that's bullshit for after you perform. After you get off stage, you can deal with all of that noise, but while you're in it, you can't. And I feel like only now I have some healthy-ish degree of confidence in a performance situation, or like rehearsal situation. And I realize that confidence doesn't mean that I think I'm amazing. Confidence means that I think I'm capable and I will do the best I can here. And here it is. How can we end? And I accept constructive criticism and correction. So it took me a long time to get there, but we're here. And again, fungus gnats. This is more like a video diary. There is no story today for Vlogtober. The story is I went to a rehearsal that I was very scared to go to, and it was fine. The hard piece with the chamber musicians, I mean, well, we're all chamber musicians, but with the bigger ensemble was challenging yet fine. And the piece just with piano and me was beautiful. I was worried, so worried about this piece, because it's like a big sing. And whenever I would go to listen to recordings of the piece on YouTube, and there would always be some singer with a huge voice, rich sound, like huge voice. Something that I think works for the piece, but something I can't bring. And I said to myself, I can only bring what I have to the piece, which is not like less than or not as good as or somehow inferior to that, but it just is different. And it's so hard to bring your own voice to pieces when you feel like they should sound different, or they should be with a different voice. It's so hard to bring your voice. And today I tried so hard to be in the place where I just brought my voice to the piece and not the voice I expected to be in it. And even though it's still a big thing, I think that I did it justice. And I feel satisfied. For like the first time in like such a long time. And I don't know why I'm very emotional about that. I'm a very emotional person when it comes to talking about music making, because it means so much to me. And I'm so honored to be part of such an amazing project. And it's not often that I feel very satisfied with the work that I did in the first rehearsal. So, yeah. So that is the end of my diary entry. I hope you're enjoying Vlogtober. Thank you so much for the comments on the last video. I know that it's not super popular, and it's just me like working shit out in a practice room situation, and that's like the ugly woodshedding that happens behind the scenes, and then when you get on stage you see like finished product. But the stuff behind the scenes is really important. I think that stuff behind the scenes is important in life in general. Like all the things that you see at the end of the assembly line, there's like so much ugly stuff behind there, but it's just the way that life is. And I don't see any videos of people practicing classical voice on YouTube, so I figured I would put it. Anyway, Clover and I are gonna have a decaf cup of coffee to relax. I'm gonna do a little sailing, and I may or may not see you tomorrow, but I'm gonna do my best. I hope you have a really good rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. All right, bye.